Hello brothers and sisters, welcome back to another video. My name is Javi. I hope all of you guys been having a very beautiful day today. I hope you've been just shining it up, lighting up your path. May all the things you are feeling within your heart be manifesting, and may you just be clearing away anything that is not serving you, all the old patterns, all the negativity that might be around you. May you have been the force to clear it out of your path, out of your house's path, out of your work's path, everywhere. Because you have that ability. You have the ability to clear out anything that is not true, anything that is not real, anything that does not support life, anything that does not support love and bliss and all these things that are of nature, of our natural self. So in this video, I just wanted just to reinforce that in you, to give you the proper encouragement that you may continue to push forward as you are living this life as your true self, your authentic, genuine self, your heart, your heart on your sleeve, when you're out there communicating with the world, when you're out there, having your relationships that you're trying to not only better yourself, but better your relationships and better those around you. You are this magnificent force that's able to do all these things, and you're doing a great job. Don't ever doubt yourself. Don't ever doubt yourself that, you aren't doing good, because you made it this far and you are still probably just in your first stages of realization of who you truly are, your power, your whole role in this grand cosmic theater play that we're all playing in. And it's amazing to be in this experience of forgetting who you are, to coming back to rediscovering that you are everything but fractalized in a separate ego, personal self, to experience everything. But now you are learning to let go of that limited consciousness, to return back to your present consciousness that is everything, and knowing how to balance all that within your dynamic experience. So I know it can get kind of shifty sometimes, kind of intense, you trying to ground yourself as your true self and having to process some challenges, having to process a lot of information that we're being pushed to in this current age, with everything going on in the external world. So in the external world, we're getting highly stimulated, and you are doing a great job just balancing it, buffering that information, buffering that energy, so it doesn't penetrate into your core being, and it doesn't influence you to become like that. And it's such an amazing thing to be amongst all you great sages and beautiful people that are just staying true to yourself and diving even deeper and strengthening in that with courage and so much confidence to be who you are. And that's really what this whole experience is about. Heaven on earth is about us being who we are here in this physical reality. It's that simple. Once everybody awakens to this, oh my God, I am you, just in a different body, separate because of this whole experience of the oneness. It's the best analogy I can explain this is, and a lot of you might know this, but I've experienced this. I've planted a tree before, and the tree, usually you have the main, stump of it, the main core of the tree. And it's happened, especially with fruit trees, that all of a sudden, kind of at the root of the tree, another kind of like a branch starts to form. But sometimes it comes out like just under the soil, like kind of like just under the surface. So it appears to be a separate tree. So it's still the same tree, but it just branches out separately, like a different branch, but underneath the soil, and somehow it just goes up. So it's funny, and that's how we humans are playing. We're all the same at the core root of who we are, and at the same time, it's kind of like that tree. Imagine those trees believing that they're different. That's the ego. So imagine that these trees are competing for air. These things are competing for water, but deep down inside, they don't see at the root that they are the same exact tree. And that's exactly what's going on with the ego and with this experience right now. We are looking at each other like, you are you over there in your body. I am over here, me in my body speaking, and they're over there. All these other people are over there in their body. So we're all different, but we're just not seeing how at the root we're all connected. Kind of like the analogy of that tree I try to explain right now. And hopefully that was very clear, which I'm sure you guys get it. And that's how it is. We are just remembering that we are this one rooted consciousness separated into different bodies. And it's a waste of energy to even try to develop more of that personal ego self to try to benefit that, because you're taking away from yourself, which is everybody. And I know it's hard for people to fight through the conditioning of, wait, no, I was raised to be kind of, in this culture, we're raised to be selfish and to fend for yourself for the sake of survival, for the sake of only your physical body survival. We get so identified only with this physical reality, physical life, body, personal self, that we forget the higher consciousness that we are. We forget the higher being that connects us to all the other things. And, we think that we're doing good by serving ourselves, but in reality, we end up, self-sabotaging ourselves, because then we disconnect ourselves from the life force that is here in the universe. We disconnect ourselves from our oneness that we are with others, and people begin to see that you're selfish, and then the world just falls apart for you. And I'm here to tell you that stay true to your heart. If you're still on this awakening path, that is the key. Your heart is always going to guide you. I know sometimes people say, and there's memes online that says, oh yeah, you can't, just fully live in your heart. You need to be logical and rational and whatnot. Well, what I'm saying is that the heart is more logical and rational than the mind could ever be, times a millionfold. Times there's no competition, because the ego's consciousness lives in the presence of the absolute consciousness. The ego self cannot live without the overlining foundation for it to even express itself. It needs the absolute, but the absolute doesn't need the ego. The absolute can exist, and the ego doesn't need to be around. The ego doesn't need to be around or alive for the absolute to exist, but the other way around can't be the case either. So just by me saying that proves that the greater absolute has more authority, and it should be a value of interest to invest in, because that is a deeper part of who you are. So you're awakening maybe right now for your first time to this realization that, whoa, okay, I do play these roles. I do play this ego personal self, and I observe that I do that. So meaning there's a consciousness behind that observes this me doing that. Therefore, I am not only just the role that I'm playing, I am also the consciousness that observes the role that I'm playing. And the realization here is that stay as the one that observes. You don't have to play the role. You don't have to continue on that path of, developing only your personal life and personal image and personal ego drive and personal ego lifestyle and personal ego. The ego can be good too. It can be saying, I want my life to be the white picket fence with the, if it's coming from the consciousness of the limited, I am this body, I am this personal self and not anything else, it is the ego. It is the lower self, consciousness that you are gonna wake up from, or we are waking up from, or some have wakened up from, and we are here now, humble in our heart, in our true authentic self, just communicating with other people on that same frequency, so we can get this world shifted, so we can elevate the consciousness, so we can elevate the spirit, so we can finally be able to rest and not be competing with each other, and really, 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 really be in a civilized world, a heaven on earth. So it's not far-fetched. This is gonna happen. It's just gonna take all of us, and that's why I continue to make videos. I'm gonna continue to make videos, even if the reason I don't make consistent everyday videos also is I don't want this to be a ego-driven, mental-driven, focused thing. I'm living my life in the present moment, and I let these videos come in that flow of, hey, I'm gonna make a video just because now I'm feeling this, space in my heart to speak with you guys and upload a video. But, I don't want to get stuck in the I need to make a video mindset, because now it's the mind saying that hey, you need to put out a video, and now you're just answering to the mind, the ego, drive, and not the higher conscience flow. And I'm sure you get what I'm saying, but it's just all so dynamic and so much is going on that the best thing we can do is always just stay present and be your authentic self. Stay present here right now. Don't try to run away from it. I know there's times where the being here right now is not the best place you want to be, because you can be in what if you're in the middle of getting abused, for example. You mentally want to check out of that. You emotionally want to check out of that experience, and obviously, because you don't want to suffer and you don't want to go through any more pain. But there's value in you staying present, because when you stay present and you stay your authentic self, you might come up with the courage to stop that being done towards you. You might communicate and reinforce your boundary. You will express your heart, and there will be a greater conclusion to that experience. So maybe that it doesn't happen again, or maybe in the future that you could have avoided it in the past, if you would have stayed true to yourself. So I know that's kind of tricky also, but everything is just being present and being your authentic true self, and speak your heart, and just continue to let yourself, your intuitive self, higher self, free within your experience, and not getting caught up in the ego, personal, limited concepts of who you are and what you're doing and the things that motivate you. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave it at that. I love you guys so much. Sending lots of peace, love, beautiful energy to all of you guys. May you continue to strive in your beingness of being pure here, right now, forever. Love you. Namaste. All is love. Peace be with you. Om.